section 1. Sam is going to help us to demonstrate section 1. I'm going to explain technique by technique. Okay, the opening with the proper distance. Song Sau, palm strike, Gan Sau, ball, Tan Da, Gan Sau with a leg check, Quen Sau, ball, Tan Da with a leg check, Gan Sau, Yun, jet and palm. Double jet and double Quen Sau. This is the beginning of its own first technique. The first most important angle is center line. If I don't have my own center and don't have forward energy, then I might have to use extra motions. I might be doing things like moving around. Okay? So this first technique allows us to express the most direct, most simple way for Wing Chun applications. Center line. The next move, palm strike and neck pull. As I mentioned before, it could be application from inside or outside. For example, inside, Gan Sau, or it really depends on applications. What is the inside and outside hand? So the important part on this combination is having the forward energy establish a proper structure, which is really one of the nature of its own. So when you practice, you need to focus the energy going back to the center. Then palm strike. The energy going back to the center. Then palm strike. Pull. Now this is detail on the angles. The first technique is Song Sau. It's the ability to engage your opponent with the best angle and the right energy. So I totally occupy his center. This is the second move, or the Gan Sau. Okay, so this is a little bit detail on the wooden dummy. After we do the palm, when you occupy the center, when you pull, mistake could be that you might be pulling in. You have to redirect him. So then you have the right angle. So that's why you have the sequence Gan Sau here. The next movement is ball Tan Da. So again, if James would punch me, this is outside Bong Sau. Next one, if he coming from this side, which means he have to travel longer distance. And I will use the same hand which is closer to engaging. But this time, again, I can control his upper gate, middle gate, and lower gate. Okay, if you want to watch that again. Upper gate, strike to the middle gate, and my footwork is to control his lower gate. So I totally have his center line. So I'm using a proper angle and using less energy. So that's why in the technique, upper gate, middle gate, lower gate. And my footwork is to control his lower gate. Next is Gan Sau. Now let me show you the most direct application first. Okay? It's the ability to protect your upper gate and middle gate again. I can simultaneously strike, because in this case he did not even come close to my middle gate, but I'm still protected. If he did come to my middle gate, then my hand would make contact. So this is Gan Sau. So sometimes I would use the upper hands and the lower hands based on his attack, but in a fight you cannot always look at the hands, because we don't want to chase the hands. So this is the inner details. When you do the Gan Sau, my energy is going into the arm. This is the same thing as chopping the arm. We call chasing the hands. So what I want to do is cover my space, but the energy still going back into the dummy. So the application has an effect of direct energy going back to his center, and I'm covering. So this is one of the more of a direct way of using the Gan Sau. Outside, back to inside. Or if you punch, I could be inside, back to outside. So this is the nature of Gan Sau. Outside, back to inside. Okay, after Gan Sau, it's Quen Sau. Quen is to maintain your space or to bound. Okay, it's a very good technique. It's a circular technique because it's more efficient to deal with incoming force. Second, being circular technique, it covers more space. So it's a technique you can use to cover one gate or two gates simultaneously. This is one example of Quen Sau. He comes to attack the upper gate, so I can sweep. And second, or I'm not sure exactly where he's coming from. So I just basically screen and cover all my gates. So this is Quen Sau. One is to be able to cover your space. So in this case, I cover my upper gate, middle gate, and actually I hit him with the lower gate. So all my three gates is occupied. Another purpose of Quen Sau is have a sense of be able to capture your opponent's arm. Okay? Allow me to quickly trap the hands because you cannot catch somebody's hands with just one hand. So you see, Quen Sau idea is to be able to sweep your own gate, cover your own space, efficiently redirect the energy being a circular motion. Now you notice the angles. This express, if I stand over here, actually this arm already hit me. So for details, you need to know that this is a real attack. Your body has to be out of the way. So this is detail. This attack is out of the way. It's out of the way. So if I do right here, in essence, if this is a real kick, it still got me. The next move is the same. Quan, then Handa. So I'd like to talk a little bit detail on the legs. Again, punch. So this leg serves the purpose of occupying the low gate. In this case, his center is open. Now I can do a lot of things. I can kick him, I can knee him. If he has the other foot out, this acts as a control. Now my foot is inside. Okay, or I get a better angle. So this is important. That's why when we practice this part, the legs are maintaining contact. Same movement. The last sequence, it's a Quen Sau. Sometimes Quen Sau we can use one hand first. From inside, I need to go to outside. Okay? So in this sequence, we train the hands to learn how to flow simultaneously. So if you want to see the exact movement, so from inside to outside. Quen, if he punch again, jut. So jut. So from inside to outside. So you can see this section 1, a lot of basic technique. Now you can really appreciate the dummy because you really get to see the different angles. In a real attack, I cannot always just stand toe to toe with him. I want to capture an angle. Okay? I want to be able to take his facing away. The center line, the facing, it's what we learn in Sitting Tao. The footwork from Cham Kyo, and then the explosive energy of Yuji all combined. This is the nature of the section 1.